Hey, it's JP, and today we're talking about the top 8 reasons how you could be denied on your home loan application. Number 1, change of employment. So many times I work with clients, they're in escrow trying to buy a home and they change their employer and they try not to tell us, or they do it at the very last minute and it completely kills the file. It really is a bad thing to do. And so make sure that if you're gonna be changing employers, it's after the loan's been closed or well before you're looking to apply for a new home loan. Number 2 is negative items on credit. You really want to make sure that you're vetted early in the process before going into escrow by your loan officer to review your credit history. You never know what could show up. I can't tell you how often I see clients come to me thinking that their score is strong and they don't even realize that Verizon Wireless has a $40, $50 collection against their credit score and it drops like a hot rock. At the end of the day, make sure that you do your analysis up front, review your credit history, maybe go onto one of the credit monitoring sites and make sure that you know exactly where you stand on your credit and if there's any derogatory items. Number 3 for how you can be denied on your new home loan is opening up new credit lines. This happens from time to time where clients will go out and they buy a new car, they open up a credit card at the local furniture outlet. At the end of the day, us banks and lenders, we know when those things are opened up, and that can really affect the way that you qualify for a loan. If your debt to income ratios suddenly go through the roof because you take on a new car payment that we didn't know about, that could sometimes kill the deal and make you not qualify for that loan. So always vet before you pull the trigger on any credit cards or car payments or any type of debt when you're in the home loan process with your loan officer to make sure that you qualify in that process. Number 4 is issues with your home appraisal. A home appraisal is basically a valuation done by an independent third party that the lender utilizes to determine value on the home. The lender is going to determine the amount that they'll finance for you on this property. And so if the value comes in lower than your purchase price, the lender is going to require you to come to the table with the difference in cash plus your down payment. That could be a substantial amount and sometimes really kill the deal, basically allowing you to have to come in with much more than you anticipate for down payment. Another issue that appraisals can identify are property defects, things that have such as cracked windows or cracked foundations, items like health and safety hazards that could show up on the appraisal. These will need to be corrected before the lender will close on a property. And sometimes the property is in such bad shape that the lender won't lend on it at all. So make sure that you get a copy of the appraisal and see where you stand when it's done to make sure you're in good shape. Number 5 reason for being denied on your home loan application is not having enough cash to close. And what I mean by this is that people that are buying homes typically think they only have to bring in the down payment. What they fail to realize is that there's other items that are needed to be paid for at the time of closing. So not only do you have to have your down payment, but you have to consider closing costs, per diem interest, and things like taxes and insurance. This can add up to several $1,000s on top of your down payment. So make sure that you have enough money saved. I've seen clients come to escrow and be ready at the very end here and not be able to close because they didn't have enough money in the bank and they couldn't get money from friends and relatives. So make sure that you have enough and are talking to your loan officer early in the process to make sure you have enough cash to close. Number 6 is omitting information on your loan application. Clients sometimes will forget to mention things that are big, like owning additional properties or having a foreclosure in the last 7 years. Not putting these on your application can stop you from getting qualified on a loan. So make sure that when you talk to a loan officer, if you have questions or think that they need to know about it, bring those up because it could bite you at the end when you're in the middle of transaction, you're almost ready to close and they find out that you've got that extra property or that you have child support that's due. These items are important, so make sure you talk to your loan officer about them. Number 7 is insufficient income and asset documentation. Early in the process, when you're speaking to a loan officer, they're going to ask you some questions to fill out the loan application. Make sure that you're not over-exaggerating or misleading them with the wrong information, like inflating your income or saying you have more money in the bank than you really do. These type of things will get you in the process, and before you know it, when you're supplying the documentation to support those documents, like your pay stubs, your W-2s, or maybe your bank accounts, if they're not matching what you've talked about, you could be 2 weeks into the process and realize that you don't qualify once the loan officer's done a full review on there. So make sure that you really get very clear about exactly how much you make, exactly how much you have in the bank, so that you're not getting the wrong information to your loan officer, which could lead to a bad experience and a bad loan application. Number 8, last but not least, is not providing documentation in a timely manner. When you take a loan application, the government requires lenders and banks to disclose and get the loan approved in a timely manner. That means that as a customer and buying a home, you need to provide all the documents that is necessary within a certain time frame. Sometimes a loan application will be started and the client won't get us loan documents for weeks at a time. And unfortunately, we just have to cancel that loan out and resubmit when the time is right and the documents are there. So before you start the process, make sure you have all your documents in a row and are ready to provide in a timely manner. So those are the top 8 reasons on how you could be denied on your home loan application. But don't fret, it's not that scary of a process, and I'm here to answer any of your questions. Head over to justinpurpero.com at any time or hit me up on the messenger. I'm here for you.